Hey everyone, Glecko here, back with yet another video. So this is going to be a video kind of giving Mars some respect from Black Clover. Because I feel, and I'm going to try to work in some 8-shine general respect. With this mainly to Mars. Hopefully, I'm only trying to make this video 12 minutes, so here we go. So Mars, and like I said, by extension, the 8-shine generals of the Diamond Kingdom, the community doesn't really care or think of them too much. And I think that's unfortunate. And I think the community really downplays just how powerful Mars and the 8-shine generals actually are. When we first meet Mars, he is introduced in the dungeon arc when Asta, Luck, and Noel have to go into the dungeon right after Asta and Noel first join the Black Bulls. Mars, okay, and when introduced, Mars is shown to is introduced as a diamond mage, not an 8-shining general. Like, and by diamond mage, it means a mage of the Diamond Kingdom. Like a clover mage is a mage of the, Clover Kingdom. Yeah. So what did he do in the dungeon? He beat Klaus and Yuno without using a grimoire, with his magic never even seeming to run out. So he already had an immense amount of magic. After he was getting ready to defeat them, Asta showed up to save him, and he took several hits from Asta, who was one of the strongest characters physically in the series, bashing the buildings and bashing into roofs and pillars and all of that. And he caught up, and even though and he would have killed Asta had he known what Asta could do. This is proven further by when he sped up, when Asta got his after Mars got up from being knocked out, he used his new attack. Well, no, he sped up his the speed of his magic attacks to counter for Asta's bypass Asta's swing and all that. But even after getting knocked out briefly, he was able to get up and summon a giant, he summoned like a giant metal armor suit of diamonds. And after that, Mars, while he got knocked out again, I know this seems bad, but just stay with me. After being knocked out after that, it should be noted that we'll keep going first. After being knocked out after that, and he was put in bindings by Klaus, he was able to break out of Klaus's bindings without a grimoire because Klaus took his grimoire. Then he used a binding spell to trap Luck, Klaus, and Yuno, three exceptionally powerful mages, and then he would go on to injure Asta. And Mars was only taken down by Sylph, and he was caught off guard. And he wasn't able to heal due to Asta's anti-magic. And it was stated in that battle. Asta's anti-magic was affecting his magic and his healing ability. And speaking of healing, Mars has 2 attributes. Now, I feel like this is where a lot of people kind of downplay Mars and don't really... Because, honestly, his 2 attributes aren't the most impressive. While they're pretty good, he only has mineral and basically healing magic in the form of fire. I guess he could use fire, the fire element, but he mainly uses that flame magic for healing. And this is unfortunate, as there are people who have 1 attribute who can do both of those things. Like Link has light magic; he can attack with it, and he can use recovery magic. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. But remember, this is a Mars who is just a regular mage. Fast forward to after the Battle of Chitin, Mars is now introduced as an 8-shining general. We would next see Mars in the Witch Queen Forest arc, and I kind of got sidetracked. Sorry. And like I said, he's got 2 attributes, but they're not as overpowered as something like Xenon's space and bone magic. Even though Xenon and the Dark Triad power came from a devil. There's the Paladins who also get their powers from devil. There are people with multiple attributes. To this day, I think Mars should have had mineral magic and all the other elements as well. Or at least he should have had 4, either 3 to 4 attributes. Preferably an ice, fire, a mineral, or if you had 4, ice, fire, mineral, and maybe even spatial magic. But that's I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, now. We next would see Mars in the Witch Queen Forest arc. This is when we see him debut alongside Ladros, and we also saw Ladros in the thing with at the end of the Battle of Chitin. But the Witch Queen Forest arc, Fonzel, who trained Mars and Ladros from birth, notes how powerful their magic must be is why they're not attacking. Eventually, Fonzel would go in to attack Ladros. Ladros would show off his mana absorption ability, and he would get ready to kill. He would, overpower Fonzel, the entire Witch Queen forest, or all the witches that were there, and Fonzel's wife. And he was getting ready to kill them when Mars would save them, casting a healing spell. And I forgot to mention, throughout the dungeon fight, Mars was using high-level spells left, right, and center, never running out of magic. Whereas Yuno and Klaus were kind of running low. But yeah, he would save Ladros. No, he would save Fonzel, his teacher, from Ladros. They would go and they would incapacitate Ladros using Fauna's flame salamander magic. And this is where we get to another incredible feat of Mars. This is probably one of the last ones. In this moment, Mars realizes that Fauna was his childhood friend, overcome by guilt because he thought he had killed her when they were younger due to the Diamond Kingdom's experimentation and all that. Mars was willing to let Fauna kill him. He took several hits from an Eye of the an elf amped. Well, she didn't have her elf powers activated, but an Eye of the Midnight Sun Fauna who had more magic than a Magic Knight captain, as stated in the battle in Neon when the Third Eye showed up and fought Yami and the other Magic Knight captains. Fauna's flame magic was able to melt Nozel's mercury. Nozel being one of the most powerful captains at the currently in the story. Fauna being able to melt his mercury, man, and then Mars just straight up tanking her attacks, no healing, no nothing, only really snapping out of it when Asta and Fonzel really got to him. But then he used his mineral magic to block her flame attacks. Right, and this should be, and it should be noted that this is a Fauna who was going out of control. So her magic was likely, like, just probably amped up or on berserk. And then he even used the healing spell to breach through Fauna's, her like Salamander's heat little dome or whatever, and he freed Fauna. And it should be noted that Salamander, despite not being fully grown, had the power of about a 100-man army, and Mars was able to take that no problem. So, and remember, this is relatively early on. Think about the main character of Black Clover, Asta and Yuno. How strong were they from the beginning of the story to the Witch Queen Forest arc? Not very. But Mars went from a diamond mage to an 8 shining general. God only knows how strong he is now. Who knows? Maybe he underwent further experimentation by the Diamond Kingdom and he has even more attributes. Maybe he has transformed into something beyond human. Like, I don't know if you guys know about Vision from the MCU, but maybe he became like a synthezoid like Vision, and he's bonded to a special magic metal which boosted his power to, maybe he's at the level of a paladin now. Maybe we'll see him in future chapters, who knows. But I will say this, right? The 8 shining generals are not weak. You guys want to talk about, oh, well, they got off screen. You know who else got off screen? The Supreme Devils. Not looking good, huh? The Devils who were at one point were set up to be the main antagonists and who still might be. I got to make a video on that. They were off screened fairly easily. So once I saw Tabata, because Tabata has been going through a lot. So I'm not trying to like get on him or anything. The fact that he's still going, he's still making the series really shows his dedication. So props to Tabata. Once Black Clover finishes, I'm gonna buy the entire manga series because I really love this manga series. So yeah, I can look forward to seeing a lot of versus battle between Fairy Tail characters because I'm gonna do Fairy Tail too. But anyway, it's not a hidden there, right? So lost my train of thought. Lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Give me a moment. All right, now I remember. Yeah, so once I saw Tabata basically off-screen all the Supreme Devils, I said, okay, anybody else who got off-screen, I'm so not holding that against them. That's just something that unfortunately happened in Black Clover. But we can also apply to like the 8 shining generals in general are on the par with at least the Magic Knight captains before the 6-month time skip, because we saw that the two unnamed Shining Generals were able to blast through Real and Charlotte's magic in the Spade Kingdom battle arc, and sure they were amped on that, but still the fact that they could even do that even after their training really goes to show how strong they were. And we didn't even know of all the Shining Generals, because there was the 3 who died, and then the 5 you see on the screen who replaced them. There's the silhouetted one, so there should be at least 3 more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8. Sorry. So there should be at least 3 more who show up if the other 2 aren't dead, and I don't think they're dead. They probably got some massive amount of power, because remember, Morris wasn't the only researcher there. You take Ladros' ability to absorb mana, and I'm not. These guys are menaces. Like, honestly, Ladros is a foil to a lot of the paladins. He could absorb the crazy magic attacks they're throwing at him. Heck, Vonica would probably struggle with Ladros. Ladros probably could have stopped Xenon. Ladros and Mars. So don't count out the Diamond Kingdom. But I'll tell you, one thing that could have fixed the 8 Shining Generals is I would have given them all Ladros and Mars' abilities. All of them would have had 2 attributes, and they all would have had the ability to absorb mana. I bet you then people would not even with their terrible, even with their, feats and all that, their bad showing, I bet you they wouldn't have showed. I bet you they would still have some sympathy, they would still put stock into the 8 Shining Generals. I still got stock into the 8 Shining Generals. I love the Diamond Kingdom. I love Mars and all of them. So yeah. But this is Glecko. We want to make a quick little video. I'll see you guys back with more. See you next time. Thanks so much for watching.